He divorced her after 8 childless years, but when he invited her to his wedding to disgrace her, she arrived in a Rolls-Royce with triplets. Final episode. The day had come. After Emeka's bold invitation, Ngozi prepared with quiet elegance. She opened her wardrobe and brought out a luxury emerald green gown, carefully sewn for her by Amaka. On her dresser lay her makeup kit, sparkling jewelry, and the diamond-studded shoes her husband had once gifted her. For her triplets, she had ordered fresh outfits, matching mint green shorts and crisp white tops. That morning, she stood before her mirror. With light touches of makeup, just enough to highlight her glowing skin, she slipped into her gown, clasped her jewelry, and slid her feet into her expensive heels. Her 3 boys stood grinning, dressed alike, looking like little princes. "Ready?" she asked them. "Yes, Mama," they chorused. The black Rolls-Royce purred at the gate. Her driver stepped out, bowed slightly, and opened the door. With the grace of a queen, Ngozi and her sons entered. Meanwhile, at the wedding hall, Emeka was restless. He paced up and down, sweat forming on his brow. "Guy, calm down," Jude, his best man, whispered. "Why are you so unsettled?" "I'm waiting for someone," Emeka muttered, eyes darting at the entrance. Then it happened. The sound of car doors shutting drew everyone's gaze. A sleek black Rolls-Royce rolled in. The back door opened slowly, and out stepped Ngozi. Gasps filled the hall. Phones flashed. Murmurs spread like wildfire. Is that his ex-wife? She has triplets? Oh, what's going on here? Ngozi walked in with her boys, calm and radiant, her gown sweeping the floor. She looked every inch a queen. Emeka froze at the altar. His knees weakened. "Jude," he whispered, "tell the undreaming." She glided to the front row, where a seat had been reserved for her, and sat gracefully, her sons by her side. The pastor cleared his throat. "Shall we begin?" But Emeka did not answer. His eyes were locked on Ngozi. Adaora, the bride, leaned closer. Who is that woman?" "That's Ngozi," Emeka stammered. "My ex-wife." Adaora blinked in shock. "And the children?" Silence. "Emeka, answer me," she pressed. The entire hall shifted attention to them. Even the photographers didn't know where to point their cameras anymore. "You told me she was barren," Adaora's voice rose. "You said she couldn't give you a child. That's why you left her." "That's what the doctors said," Emeka stuttered. "What doctor?" Adaora snapped. "You never showed me results. You never even agreed to be tested yourself." Gasps. Murmurs. The crowd stirred. "No, Adaora. Let's talk later," Emeka begged. "No," Adaora cut him off. "We talk here and now because the whole hall is watching." She turned to the audience. "Is this a joke, Emeka? You invited your ex-wife just to disgrace her, and now she walks in with 3 sons." The hall went silent. Adaora turned toward Ngozi. "Madam, please forgive me for asking. Are those boys your children?" Ngozi smiled gently. "Yes, they are my sons." The crowd gasped again. Ngozi's calm eyes met Emeka's. "You called me barren," she said firmly. "You threw me out, made me believe I was cursed. You never agreed to be tested. But God showed the truth. He blessed me, not with 1 child, but 3. Emeka's lips trembled, but no words came out. Adaora stepped back slowly, her face pale. "So, you lied," she said bitterly. "You ruined her life. You dragged her name through the mud, just to cover your pride." "Please, Adaora," Emeka tried. Adora's eyes filled with tears. I can't marry you. Not today, not ever. She dropped her bouquet on the floor. Gasps erupted from the guests. The pastor quietly stepped aside. No, Adora, don't do this, Emeka pleaded. You're not ready for love, she said softly. You're still trapped in your pride. With that, she turned and walked out, leaving whispers and shock behind her. Emeka stood frozen, his knees weak, the weight of shame pressing down. Meanwhile, Ngozi rose with dignity, her sons at her side. Without a word, she walked out of the hall like a queen. Cameras flashed, guests whispered. So it was him all along? Imagine blaming her when he never tested himself. Her driver opened the Rolls-Royce door. She and her children entered and were driven home. Back inside, Emeka sat defeated, staring blankly. Jude leaned closer. Guy, did you ever get tested? Why should I? Emeka snapped. Am I a woman? She was the one supposed to. His voice broke, realizing the foolishness of his pride. The next day, while Ngozi was feeding her sons, there was a knock at her door. She opened it, and there was Emeka, on his knees, tears in his eyes. Ngozi, please, forgive me, he begged. She looked down at him silently for a long moment. Finally, with the grace of a woman who had healed, she whispered, I forgave you a long time ago, but I moved on. And with that, Ngozi closed the chapter of her pain, standing tall in her truth, with her children, her dignity, and her crown. The end.